It's the cow's fault. Accepting responsibilities.
In a small Colombian town, surrounded by green hills and majestic mountains, there was a leather handbag factory known for its tradition and craftsmanship. For its owners, the factory was not just a business but the legacy of generations of workers who had perfected the art of leatherwork with care and dedication. However, in recent years, things had not been going well. The products were not selling abroad, especially in the United States, and the complaints centered on 2 points: the price was too high, and the quality too low. Intrigued by the problem, a major Colombian exporter decided to send one of his investigators to find a solution. Tomás was a young analyst, enthusiastic and passionate about solving complex problems. Upon arriving, he decided to interview the owners of the 2,000 stores that sold leather products across the country. The first link: the sellers. The prices of these products are exorbitant, and the quality is very bad, said a merchant in a tired tone, reflecting a common complaint Tomás heard throughout his interviews. With this information, Tomás went to the leather handbag manufacturers to ask them, why were their prices so high and their quality so low? The manufacturers greeted him kindly, but their responses were unanimous. It's not our fault, they said. The problem is that the tanneries have a 15% protection tariff to prevent leather from Argentina from coming in. This forces us to pay more for local leather. The next step: the tanneries. Convinced that he needed to dig deeper, Tomás went to the tanneries, where the leather is treated and prepared for use. The owners, though friendly, also had their own explanation. It's not our fault, they responded almost in unison. The slaughterhouses give us poor quality hides. Since selling meat gives them higher profits with less effort, they don't care about the quality of the leather. So we can't perform miracles with what they deliver. The search continues: the slaughterhouses. Tomás felt his patience beginning to wear thin, but he refused to give up. He went to the slaughterhouses, determined to find the root of the problem. At the local slaughterhouse, the employees greeted him with polite smiles but also with a response that was becoming all too familiar. It's not our fault, they said, shrugging. The ranchers don't spend enough money on tick poison, and they brand the cattle all over to prevent theft. These practices ruin the leather, but we have no control over that. Deeper still, the ranchers. With renewed determination, Tomás decided to visit the ranchers. He arrived at a large farm where cows grazed freely under the sun. When he spoke to the ranchers, he received the same response once again. It's not our fault, they said. The stupid cows rub against the barbed wire to scratch their bites. We can't control the cows' behavior, they are the ones who ruin the leather. Tomás, who had expected to find a reasonable explanation, was left speechless. After days of interviews and travel, he had come to the surprising conclusion that, according to everyone involved, the blame for the high prices and poor quality of the leather handbags lay with the cows. Because the cows are stupid, Tomás thought in disbelief. An unexpected reflection. Back at his hotel, Tomás sat in front of his computer and wrote a detailed report. His conclusion was simple: Colombian leather handbag producers can't compete in the US market because their cows are stupid. It was ironic, but at the same time, disturbing. How could they blame the cows? Tomás remained thoughtful. Throughout his investigation, no one had taken responsibility. Each group had pointed fingers at another. No one had looked inward, nor considered how to improve their own part in the chain. An unexpected meeting. The next day, Tomás decided to organize a meeting with everyone involved: manufacturers, tanners, slaughterhouses, and ranchers. He gathered them in a large room and asked them to share their concerns. After hearing the same old arguments, he stood up and, with a calm but firm voice, said, "Have you ever considered the possibility that, instead of blaming others, each of you could take responsibility for your part?" The room fell silent. No one spoke for a moment. A tanner, an older man with gray hair and hands toughened by years of work, finally spoke. "What do you mean by that?" "What I mean," Tomás replied, "is that everyone is partly right, but everyone is also partly to blame. If the manufacturers want to improve the quality of the leather they use, they could work with the tanneries to find better treatment techniques. The tanneries, in turn, could work with the slaughterhouses to teach them how to better preserve the hides. And the slaughterhouses could talk to the ranchers about better ways to care for the cows and protect the leather. Change starts from within." The idea seemed simple, but it sparked deep reflection. Slowly, the attendees began to discuss new ideas for collaborating and improving. The ranchers, for example, proposed investing in softer fences so the cows wouldn't damage their hides, and the slaughterhouses committed to training their staff to handle the leather better. The tanneries researched less aggressive treatment methods, and the manufacturers decided to create a joint fund to reduce costs and improve quality. In the following months, the leather industry in the town began to transform. The handbags were of better quality, at more competitive prices, and little by little, sales in the United States began to grow. The town was filled with joy and hope, and everyone involved learned a valuable lesson. Final reflection. Sometimes in life, it's easy to blame others, or even the stupid cows, for our problems. But what's truly important is having the courage to look inward, recognize our part of the responsibility, and make the necessary changes. When we stop pointing fingers and start taking ownership of our responsibilities, we can find creative solutions and achieve things that once seemed impossible. In the end, the solution was never in the cows, but in each person's ability to take responsibility and work together to improve. And so, the small Colombian town not only improved its leather handbags but also learned one of life's most valuable lessons. True change begins from within.
Welcome to our channel. All copyrights reserved. Don't forget to give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and select the bell to be notified of new videos.